Welcome back to the NCW Life channel. The area around Lake Wenatchee is some of the most wildfire-vulnerable landscape in Washington, and large incidents like the Pomas Fire just to the north remind residents of that vulnerability on a regular basis. The incident team that's managing the Pomas Fire is now constructing a secondary control line in the Chihuahua River drainage above Lake Wenatchee in case the fire spreads farther to the south. They took a look at how Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue is helping property owners to keep up their firewise practices, which can improve a home's chances of resisting flames if they approach.
My name is Chris King. I work for Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue, and my full-time job here is a wildfire risk reduction coordinator. Right now in the summer, it's a lot of scheduling home assessments, trying to get people at the right time, doing a walk around their home. So I work a lot with just individual landowners about what they can do on their property and around their home, and how they can best prepare their house and give their property the best chance of surviving if a wildfire comes through. All the way from that to, if I see a landowner that has like 10 acres or larger acreage, then I get to coordinate with some of our other partners and see if they might qualify for some cost share, and that would be more like treating the forest around their home versus their actual, just their land and their immediate surroundings of their home. So I think it's landowner coordinated projects in neighborhoods per se, and then we have a lot of work being done on the Forest Service around our communities.
Putting defensive structures in on the forest is very similar to what we do on the parcel level, on the community level. We have community protection lines and shaded fuel breaks around various areas of our community, but every parcel owner has the ability to protect their own home by doing similar things, by protecting 5 feet out from their structure, by protecting 30 feet out from their structure, and thinking 100 feet out from their structure in how they remove fuels from the land.
So when we do the home assessments, I walk around the house with the landowner, and I'm looking for spots that embers could land and potentially ignite. A lot of pine straw and pine needles around here. So a lot of it is, pine needles are stored under a deck, just build up over the years, and then, people store dry wood under their deck, leaning next to, whatever it might be, just trying to look for those areas around the home that would be susceptible to ignition if embers were being cast ahead of a fire. Because we're surrounded by national forest, and the county itself is about 70% public land, at times it can feel a little overwhelming for the landowner to be like, how do we even make a significant difference if we're surrounded by forest and, my house is adjacent to the Forest Service. And so I think that it can be hard to believe that you can make a difference on your individual property, given that there's so much overstocked and full forests and unhealthy forests around us. I think that is kind of unique to our area. And then we have a lot of second homeowners who vacation over here, or maybe tourists that are just here for the weekend in short-term rentals. And so making sure they're aware of the risk is kind of an added challenge too.
A number of years ago, our community was labeled as the #1 wildland-urban interface risk in the state of Washington, and forest health has been a priority for us ever since then. As individual homeowners, we all have the ability, though, to impact the landscape directly around our homes and directly around our community by taking on safe wildfire practices, clearing that land directly around your home and removing ignition sources.
I think that it can make a significant difference in our ability to either have the right space and time to evacuate, or to have the peace of mind of controlling the things that you can control, and knowing that, okay, we treated this evacuation route, I feel good, I'll be able to get out, and I've done all I can do on my property to make sure that I'm leaving it as best as I can and giving it its best chance.